Hello, everybody. This is your good old moderator here, Daily DP. I'll go around the circle real quick. I'm staring at what appears to be a cloud figure, the good old Johnny Cage.
Pleasure to be here, Daily.
Next to Johnny, we got B-Dude.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, go ahead and speak up. And then Genray, of course.
Oh, of course. You have to have me.
And then we have a new guest with us today, Alta Guide. Good old Alta.
Hey, it's me. Yay.
And then finally we have Uto Rai. Uto Rai.
Yay.
Hey, Uterai, do you find me appealing?
Sure. Real sexy.
My
Good
picture's a
job.
banana with a monocle.
That's quite good. No one. Why are you bringing that up? No one's going to see it.
All right. So the theme of tonight, E3. It's over with, and now we've all got to decide who won it, what were the best games, most highly anticipated, complete crap. I'm going to start off with what was the easily the biggest mess up of the whole night, the Spellbook demo from
Oh, my
Microsoft.
gosh, that's such a dumb thing.
Trying to do a demo of a game that's based off of Harry Potter vaguely. J.K. Rowling had a hand in it, and the chick's on stage trying to make it work, and it fails. Not once, but twice in her attempts to get it to work. And this was for the PlayStation Move, by the way, and this was the only Move game I believe they really showed off on stage. And this is just like, oh, good lord, PlayStation, just let the Move go, just let it go. But,
It was complete crap. So were they just standing at the front there, just trying to make it work, trying to make it seem like
you have to wave. You have
get?
to wave a magic wand around in a particular fashion to set off a spell, and she just couldn't get it to work. It was terrible. So that was the biggest flub of all of E3 as far as I'm concerned.
I would say Usher being there was the biggest fuck up of E3. What was that about?
He was there digging his career out of the toilet.
Oh.
Lowrider was
Everybody
at the
get up!
Microsoft conference. I mean, it could have been worse, but it just, why? Last year, Microsoft had Cirque du Soleil at the beginning, and it's all right, that's a spectacle, I suppose, but it's not video game related exactly.
Yeah, but Cirque du Soleil is amazing. You can't diss them for anything. I don't care who you are. I don't care if they show up at a kid's birthday party. That's awesome.
When you've been waiting,
if they go to Walmart or something, who cares? Cirque du Soleil.
You're one of the people, though, that's been sitting there waiting for this event to start after waiting for probably an entire year, judging by the people that would spend the kind of money to get to E3, and they're just in there anticipating something awesome, and then, yeah, you're at a circus. Hooray!
Yeah, I see what Johnny is saying. No, what Johnny is saying makes
sense. You've never seen a Cirque du Soleil show. I mean, you should be blessed. You should be blessed to see a Cirque du Soleil show. And if it's part of an E3 concert, you should be even more blessed, for that matter. It would be an honor to sit at a video game concert and see some Cirque show pop up. I don't know what your problem is.
Okay.
You have a dog. You have no soul. I meant to say you are a dog.
Billy. Okay, Cirque du Soleil is one thing, but if I'm sitting at E3 waiting for them to announce games I've been hearing, and Usher comes out, he's like, "Come on, get up!" I'm.
That's true. You're right.
That may have been the second biggest mess up was Usher, and not so much him being there, but then he's like, "Everybody, get up!" Yeah, no, we're not getting up at all. All right, we stood in line for hours to get into these seats. Nobody's moving.
I'd start fucking throwing shit at him. Seriously.
Unless it's Naburu Umasto, I'm sitting in my seat, glued.
Fuck off the stage. I want to hear about games. Anyways, games everyone's looking forward to. Go.
Assassin's Creed 3.
Kingdom Hearts and...
All right, well, Kingdom Hearts from Alta, Assassin's Creed from Dilly. I don't care about Kingdom Hearts whatsoever. It's just, I don't get it. Maybe it's, past my generation, but, I don't know, Disney and,
Johnny, actually...
Yeah, I'm kind of
a good explanation to why you don't like Kingdom Hearts.
What is that?
Because you have no soul.
No, okay. Well, at least there's a reason. And that's all right.
I can die happy knowing there's a reason.
But I'm really happy with how Assassin's Creed 3 looked. That looked really awesome.
I haven't played
a lot with a lot of 1 or 2. And then they're also doing Liberation for the Vita, which is great that they're kind of supporting the Vita as much as they are. Well, they could have supported it more. And that's the thing with handhelds, too. It's a little off topic now. I know we don't want to talk about the games we're most looking forward to, but briefly want to touch upon the fact that I just don't see how there can be a market for handhelds that much anymore. Because between iPads and smartphones, that's all I need to carry around, all I want to carry around. I mean, I don't even take anything with me when I'm on the train other than my phone, because I don't need to. And I can't see handhelds lasting for much longer, honestly.
Did you hear about PlayStation is going to start using the Vita, like the Wii U is going to be using the Wii Pad?
Yeah, I heard about that, yeah. I mean, that should be interesting. So I'm still, I have hopes for the Vita. As long as Microsoft loses, I'm always a happy camper, quite frankly. That's just how I personally feel about it. Like, Microsoft, I hated it when the Xbox jumped in, and now they're trying to do the same thing that they were doing with PCs, which, I'm a PC user, so I can't say that much, but they're trying to get one in every single home, any way that they can. And it's just like, they're trying to force their way into the video game market. And, 360 is great. I can't say anything really that bad about it, obviously. But I still like to see... I would love to see Nintendo back on top, because I don't even think that there are many people nowadays that were around, these younger gamers growing up when Nintendo was actually on top, So if you're 14 years old now, you really weren't even playing video games when Nintendo was on the top of the Nintendo world, or video game world, rather.
Yeah, Nintendo World, that sounds about right, because, that's pretty much what it was back in the day.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and speaking of Nintendo World, we might as well talk about Nintendo Land, because we're so close to the same thing of it.
I didn't get to say what my favorite game at E3 was. Oh.
Okay.
What was your favorite game, Muto?
We know it's Pikmin 3. Yeah.
Pikmin 3. I would have said Assassin's Creed 3, but Dilly already said it. I'm really looking forward to that.
I didn't watch any of it at all, nor do I really care about what's coming out. But did they announce Infamous 3? Because if not, then I don't care.
I don't think so. They did.
I didn't think so. All right.
No. The big ones for me were Watch Dogs, which looked absolutely amazing, and Beyond Two Souls, which was from the same people that made Heavy Rain and Indigo Prophecy. And I don't know if any of you guys saw that stuff, but that just looks phenomenal. Watch Dogs it kind of looks like GTA. Look at it, but it's based around being able to hack. So you can hack people's phones and learn all this information about people, and you can play around with traffic signals and all sorts of stuff. So I'm really looking forward to that. And then at the end, they pulled this stunt where it shows the guy who's been out to assassinate this one dude, and then the camera pulls back to another player, supposedly live somewhere else in the world, whose job it has been to track down the other player. Oh, yeah. You all right there, Alta?
Yeah, you're going.
Oh, all right. Well, but so that's what I'm most looking for. That and Beyond Two Souls. The graphics look absolutely amazing. They've got Ellen Page.
It looks real. It looks like a flippin' movie. That looked. Yeah. I saw it for 4 seconds. I was staring at it. I thought they were using real actors. It was amazing.
Yeah, I hope they. And it looks a lot more action-packed. Well, hopefully a lot more action-packed than Heavy Rain was. But Heavy Rain, honestly, if you guys maybe looked at that game or know what I'm talking about and didn't want to give it a chance, just based on what it looked like, that game gets really good.
I did want to give it a chance. I never got around to it. I never.
Yeah,
that game I heard nothing but great things from it.
Mm-hmm. It was a lot better than I thought it was going to be when I first picked it up, because the first hour of that game can be pretty slow. But then you get into these really crucial decisions where if you slip up once, it can change the outcome of the game. It's got 12 different endings to it. So if no one out there has played Heavy Rain and you got a chance, highly recommend it. But those are the two that I'm most looking forward to.
Yeah, actually, I was really looking forward to Dead Space 3, because I played the second one, and I had a lot of fun playing that game. It was... playing it even after, I could play Resident Evil 4, and there were parts I just didn't like and I could dread. But in, Dead Space 2, it was feeling pins and needles all over your body. You know what's gonna come. You know what's coming. And you do it anyways, and you get through it, and it makes you feel better.
Yeah, well, the thing about it is that it's going to have the cooperative play now, and that seemed to be a lot of people's problem with it, was that it gets rid of that survival horror feeling of isolation, because now you've got a guy that you can rely on following you around. So
I know it looks like they're kind of going the Gears of War 3 approach too, because now you can take cover and you can roll, and you couldn't do that in their Dead Space games. It was just you had to run your ass off, or you had to shoot the monster before it got to you. That was all there is to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
Well, I don't know. We'll see how it is.
Maybe they won't have, I'm hoping they won't have rely on each other too much, because I really do like you said, the whole survival horror aspect of it, because you really do feel like you're stranded and you have no hope, and every time you see a person, they pretty much get murdered in the next 4 seconds, or you just see people being gruesomely murdered no matter where you go. Like, I don't know if you guys ever played. Did you guys ever play the start of Dead Space 2?
No, I haven't played any of them.
Okay, at the very start of Dead Space 2, you're like in this medical facility, and some dude is trying to wake you up, and like the first 10 seconds, like a spike comes up from his spine, like out of his mouth, and he starts like mutating into like one of those things, and then you have to run for your life when you're in a straitjacket. Like, that was the opening of Dead Space 2. That was amazing. I loved it.
Is it kind of like old school Resident Evil-esque?
Resident Evil, amazing horror.
Real survival horror,
yeah. Except there was no, your pause menu didn't pause the game. You had to actually pause the game. Like your inventory, whenever you wanted to pull it up, you were still in mid-game. So if you're going to go to an area, you better have everything ready to go at that moment. You did have 4 weapons to choose from at one time, which are, the plethora of weapons were also very cool, too. And you can upgrade them and upgrade your suit. And I'm hoping that in Dead Space 3 they'll add more of the outer space segments, because from Dead Space 1 to Dead Space 2, there's a big difference in the gameplay of being in zero gravity and being outside. Dead Space 2 didn't have a lot of, like, outer space action, so I'm hoping Dead Space 3 will bring more of that around, and the Zero G, because the Zero Gs were really fun to play, and just messing around with the whole, space idea.
Mm. So, Alta, what did you like other than Kingdom Hearts?
Well, I did like a lot of things. One of the things I liked is Nintendo Land, which I don't think is a PlayStation Home ripoff per se. I think it's actually kind of a cool game. Just playing a bunch of Nintendo minigames on a Wii U. It's a great way to set up.
Yeah, well, honestly, I think that they kind of owe that to us after how they I feel like they completely just destroyed Mario Party 9. That game was terrible. My God, I mean, I understand that it's probably more so to be aimed at younger kids, but man, for any of us that grew up playing the N64s, even the early GameCube titles, that just felt like complete betrayal, to be honest. It was so much based on luck rather than actual skill. But, yeah.
I feel you, Johnny.
Yeah, well, I think the one thing for sure was that Microsoft lost the conference wars, which is good for me. But I will say that probably a big reason they lost it was because they had EA up there a lot, and they were just talking about sports titles and a lot of stuff that gamers just don't care about. Like, I've yet to see someone using, like, some sort of like a Wii Fit type thing or anything of that sort. It just doesn't make sense to me. It's not very gamer related. Although when I do want a good cardio workout, I do often go to DDR. I love me some DDR.
I just run.
Did anyone hear that they're making a movie where, like, there's some evil kind of dance competition called Beat Revolution, and, like, people die?
Oh, speaking of which, you guys hear about the Final Fantasy Revolution? Okay, so basically what it is, it's like DDR. But what you do is you're basically doing stuff to the Final Fantasy music, and I don't really know how else to explain it, but the fact is it's basically like Final Fantasy, but with just the music.
Good Lord.
And it's literally DDR, but as if DDR was an RPG.
Sounds like they should have had that at the beginning of Final Fantasy X2 when you do the whole like dancing thing with Yuna and everyone.
That would have been a great minigame.
But I guess like what you can take from Microsoft was that they had gameplay of Halo 4, and I'm not a Halo 4 fan. I'm not a Halo fan in general. I've never been a big Halo guy. Not a huge first-person shooter, although I do enjoy them every now and again. But I got to say, it looked pretty awesome. I was a little surprised that I was kind of enjoying what I was seeing. But that doesn't mean I'm going to get it. But
every Halo game, I don't own an Xbox, and I never will. But every Halo game, I love the Halo series. Of all the first-person shooters, I would be a diehard Halo fan that refuses to buy an Xbox.
Yeah. I'll wait till they come out with another Unreal Tournament game, because those were awesome.
I gave up after Unreal Tournament. Like the first one, that was it. After that, I couldn't deal with it. I was like, I don't know what all this crap is.
I've got the first Unreal sitting right in front of me right now. I don't think it works on my computer. No, the original Unreal.
Unreal? I couldn't get very far in that game. I died too much.
Hard, and they got Quake 2 right next to it, and that was an awesome game also. Man, first person.
That game.
First person shooters, man.
Speaking of another game, like do you remember The Last of Us? You ever seen that?
Yeah, that's a good one to talk about.
Post-apocalyptic.
That was pretty cool. Just like the way that they did everything in there, it didn't look so like streamlined in like the way that you did everything. Like take for instance like an Assassin's Creed game or Uncharted. Like it looked like they were like a real struggle to survive, and that's what I liked about it. I guess ammo is supposed to be really scarce in the game, and like when you fight a person, you don't just like instantly like okay I'm gonna hit one button and instantly snap their neck. You know, it's like a real struggle to actually kill a person, which I thought adds a lot of actual
realism,
gameplay,
depth to it.
Yeah, I thought that was a good way to go about it. But we'll see what it brings. I mean, I kind of when I first saw a preview for it, I was thinking this reminds me a lot of Dead Island, which was another game that had an amazing trailer to it, but was pretty much a letdown when I finally got to play it.
Gameplay? The gameplay looks nothing like Dead Island.
The whole concept of it reminded me of Dead Island. I don't know why.
Oh.
I mean, it could have just been like the first trailer I saw with like the music and everything. That's exactly what it reminded me of. But
Far Cry 3 reminded me of Dead Island. Is what it reminded me of.
Far Cry 3 looks really strange. They're like you tripping on drugs and stuff like that in the game.
Huh. One game that I kind of want. One game that I was kind of interested to see is I want to see what they exactly do with Resident Evil 6.
Better not be like
what
they've done. 5 they tried to put
out. Are they going to keep going in the direction of 4 and 5? Or are they going to kind of go back to like what they did with, I think it was Raccoon City that was released not that long ago, where it was kind of more old school, short on ammo, you don't want to just shoot everything you see sort of thing. So that's the type of Resident Evil I like to play.
Yeah, true survival horror.
Resident Evil 4 wasn't too bad. I mean, it wasn't, traditional Resident Evil. It was still kind of fun. Resident Evil 5 was just
Are you kidding me? I loved Resident Evil 4. Don't you say a bad thing about it.
No, I know. I was saying I love Resident Evil 4. Resident Evil 5 sucks.
I liked both of them. It's just that they didn't feel as Resident Evil-ish to me. Because I based it off of the first 3.
How was Resident Evil 4 not like reminiscent of like 1, 2, and 3?
They changed so much in the game.
Besides the fact that you could find ammo through enemies, besides that, it was a great Resident Evil game. It had it had great New Game Plus features. Had that mercenaries, the different quests. You could unlock more weapons after you beat the game.
I think it was maybe more because the first 3 were you're in this area, you need to try and survive and get out, whereas 4 and 5 are more you're going into an area to try and figure out something. Maybe that doesn't spark with me or something. I don't know. I can't put a finger on it. I'm just picking at straws.
Have you ever played Resident Evil 0? It's just like Resident Evil. Have you ever played Resident Evil 0?
No.
It's basically exactly like 1, 2, and 3. So, I don't know. It's a new experience for you, maybe.
Yeah,
I think it's like GameCube only, though.
Yeah.
I think that it's just every other game around it is getting to be too much like it. Your Gears of War games, your games with the chest-high walls and your gray and black kind of like setting. And I mean, Resident Evil 4 was an amazing game, but now I think it's starting to go into that more like action genre where ammo isn't a big deal and the scariness of it all isn't really there anymore.
Like, one thing that I can think of from, like, we need more scenes, like, from the first Resident Evil where you go and you read this note, all of a sudden, boom, there's a zombie that's, like, popped out of a closet. And that's, like, one of the first ones you see. It's like, whoa! Need more moments like that, I think. They kind of did that with the regenerators, I think they're called, on Resident Evil 4.
Those things are truly scary. Those things scare the crap out of me. I hate getting that part of the game. I just quit. Can't do anything.
I just want to give you a hug.
That guy that burst out of the furnace.
That got me. That was the only part of the game that actually got me.
What was he doing in there?
Yeah, that was kind of weird, yeah. Well, let's see what else was there. I guess they did like their little teaser for the prequel to Gears of War. Speaking of Gears of War, I don't know what to say about that. I haven't played any of the Gears of War series, and it was the tiniest of teasers, too.
I have a far better subject we can talk about. How about the South Park MMORPG that's coming out?
That looks awesome. And they brought
out Family Guy one?
Yeah, everything's an MMO now. I've seen the Family Guy. That's when I thought I saw everything. Now there's a South Park MMO. Not really.
The South Park MMO looks like they're putting a lot of time into it.
And Obsidian is making it. They're the ones doing the project with Matt Trey and Stone, or Matt Parker and Trey Stone, or whatever. And they were both at E3 too. They were on for like 5 minutes.
They're only there for a minute, unfortunately. But those are the kind of people that you want on stage at E3 because they could just be funny and relate to like gamer nerds. And you know, it's better than having like, you know, whoever, Flo Rida or an Usher.
Everybody get up!
Yeah, I'm not getting up unless they're handing out free shit.
Or Asian men.
I can't wait to like. I can't wait to like be part of the gang. You know, talk to Cartman.
Talk to Cartman.
I can just imagine the quests you'll go on in that game.
They need to have a quest where you kill Kenny.
Kenny doesn't die that much anymore. Like I can't recall the last episode of the new seasons where Kenny dies. Like they kind of I think they ran out of ways to kill him or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Family Guy MMO. I took a look at it. Like it's not even out of the beta, like closed beta, and they're already pushing the cash shop on people.
I don't know why people.
It's what that's all about.
Do people still watch Family Guy?
I guess
out of the loop. Like seriously, do people still watch that show?
There's one guy that played on my hockey team that like watched it religiously.
I don't know. I thought it got like really unfunny pretty fast.
It did.
I'm a fan of new Family Guy. I do like American Dad though.
Yeah, American Dad, so much there.
It goes kind of through stages where like the ratings will plummet because people will be like, whatever, and then like they'll cancel it, and then people will be like, no, Family Guy's now.
I do remember. Well, it was good. It was good during that period when like it was on for the first season, and then they canceled it, and then everyone was up in arms because they canceled it, so they brought it back. Like it was actually good then. It was like the first few, like 3 or 4 seasons were really good. But oh well, it is what it is.
Y'all gone now. So did y'all hear about the Rayman Legends game that's coming out that can support like up to 5 people?
5 people. 5 people.
Yeah, and the co-op they're making it look like one person was like controlling almost like a little, pointer, just like you said, Mario Galaxy, But the pointer had a lot to do. It was really helping the story. Like without it, you couldn't do anything. And you had a third person who was that big blue guy. I don't remember what the hell his name was. And then they were like,
familiar with Rayman games.
Actually, I've never played a Rayman game in my life. But the way that they presented the Rayman Legends to the Wii U looked pretty awesome, especially like supporting up to 5 people. Sounds pretty interesting.
I have to find one more friend now. What is this?
Well, they've already had that. They've already had that in some sports games, though. Already, I know they had that in the NHL. I think they already had it in like NHL 11. They had like 5 people co-op.
Yeah, in sports games, they should support like up to 12 and 16 people. Like every person should get one person on the team.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, so you want to have people play like the offensive linemen? What kind of conversation is that?
Oh, that would be fun.
Well, they brought out good old Joe Montana to show off one of their new football games for the Microsoft conference. That was pretty fun.
It had use of the Connect voice commands.
Yeah, and you know what? That's actually not too terrible of a way to use the Connect. Instead of going through pages of a playbook, you can just say a play. And, of course, you need to have knowledge of football and the plays that a team has. But it's better than flipping through pages, looking for a play, delaying the game longer than it has to go on for.
Yeah, I really think they should just do away with, like, motion games, the main genre, and just put in voice commands in, like, every game. Like, using voice commands in Skyrim to actually use, like, the dragon voices is awesome. That's freaking awesome. Or, like, if you're playing Resident Evil, you'd, like, switch to handgun. That'd be nice instead of pressing buttons.
They were showing that in the new Splinter Cell game too, where like you could come up behind a guy and you could say like, "Hey, you," and they would react to your voice and they'd like start to turn around and then you could like quickly kill them. or you could like distract them by doing that.
Yeah, see, I'm glad they're starting to innovate the voice commands through the Kinect instead of making really shitty games for it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I still think that PlayStation and Xbox should give up the Move and the Kinect. It's just why? Why beat a dead horse? You know, just move on. Do the things that you're good at.
Beat a dead horse.
And
have you ever beaten a dead horse, Johnny?
No, not recently, at least.
They beat a dead horse with a deader horse while riding a dead horse.
Too soon.
It's a good story.
So they're pretty much White Walkers from Game of Thrones. Or the others, depending if you're watching the show or the book. Reading the book, I mean. Obviously, you're not watching the book. If you're watching a book, you're doing something wrong. Pro tip of the day.
That's all the movie.
No, what? A movie and a book are different things.
You can't watch a book. You can read a book.
That's what I just said.
Just
you can't watch a book. Yeah, if you'd understood what I said, you would be doing it wrong.
I want the Canadian thing.
Watch the book club.
I'm actually interested to play that new Super Mario Bros. Game. Just maybe I like that old school version of
I mean, it looks too much like new Super Mario Bros. Wii to me. It's just slap a U at the end, and it's like just a pretty similar looking adventure. I don't know. I mean, it's great. You can't go wrong with the new Mario game, but it just didn't look like anything new or special.
Maybe I'm thinking of it as like almost an expansion pack where you just have more levels that you get to choose.
Well, you mean some DLC content?
Game.
What was that?
I said you mean some DLC content?
Sure.
It might be free. DLC.
Oh, that's downloadable content. Ah, look at this. I know what I'm talking about almost.
Well, I'm really excited for Zombie U, because Zombie U was the game, pretty much the embodiment of the game that I really wanted to see for the Wii. Because I've been saying that I'm really thinking Nintendo's going to get into the more mature-rated games, and I think Zombie U is going to be their start into that. And Zombie U was made by and Ubisoft won the entire thing, by the way, which was weird. That honestly, if you look at what they brought to the floor versus anyone else, they beat Nintendo, Microsoft, and Sony. It's just bizarre that the winner was not one of the big three this year. But they brought Zombie U, and that looks awesome because it implements the Wii U controller. Like, they had some really good inventory systems to it because you have the pad there that you can just move stuff around so quickly. And I'm just like, yes, this is what we need. And it's mature. So really thinking that that's a good stepping stone for big games like that are mature and effectively use the Wii U's controller. Hopefully it works out.
Hopefully there isn't like a plethora of like mini games that come out, like all of the Wii Sports and Wii whatever.
You mean
like, there's all those different types of games. Hopefully there isn't like a giant stack of them again, because that's just lame.
You would be talking about Nintendo Land, probably.
Yeah, I just talked about that earlier.
Yeah.
Sorry, we were talking about Zombie.
I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be bundled with the Wii U, from what I understand. I think that's what they said, at least. I'll have to go back and
well, that's supposed to be with the regular Wii too, but then they came out with like 3 other types of games, and then all these other extras, and just keeps on piling on.
Well, it is what it is, I suppose.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. One of my favorite
things. That's like a catchphrase.
I say a lot of things over and over again, like fair enough. I say that a lot too.
You're like a broken record. Just say something new every once in a while, man.
Some more things I noticed, like at E3, just between all the games, was I was noticing a lot of bullet time. Like, they're really starting to stress that in a lot of the games. Like, I saw it in Splinter Cell, I saw it in Watch Dogs, I saw it in, I think it was Tomb Raider, you know?
Ooh, that's a good game to talk about.
Yeah, Tomb Raider, I forgot about that.
Because that looks like, it does look like an Uncharted knockoff, more or less, but It looks awesome still. And, you know, they're reviving an old series that's finally being brought back, and hopefully will be as good as it was in, like, I don't know, the early 90s.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I didn't even play the Tomb Raiders when they first came out, so...
Yeah, you usually don't think it's good just because you like looking at behind them.
But I have high hopes for it. I think that it will turn out to be a pretty decent game.
It looked. I didn't see anything like innovative with Tomb Raider, other than they were just like restarting the series, redoing it and just making it really more gritty and more action packed and infinite arrows based.
Hmm.
I didn't see a lot of like sneaking going around. It looked a lot like full blown just run and gun, jump, stab, and engage in the awesome action sequences.
Well, yeah, you've got to have the awesome action sequences.
I mean, like you said, it really just looks like an Uncharted game.
Well, it probably will be, but, Splinter Cell looked a lot like an Uncharted Assassin's Creed as well.
Mm-hmm.
And, I don't know. What was that?
I think that, like the Metal Gear clone, I do think that, because a lot of problems the old Tomb Raider games had is because they were, PS1, and thus the controls were subject to PS1, and it was really clunky. So, now that they have a real good grasp on making a quality action game like Uncharted, this was, the perfect time to bring it back. Because now you can make a Tomb Raider game as they probably envisioned it back then.
Well, probably. Hopefully. Yeah, because I remember the camera in the PS1 game was, your worst enemy, more so than anything. But,
I haven't had... I feel like I haven't had
game.
camera issues in a game in a while. Because the camera hasn't been my biggest issue in a game for some time. I always had one issue, but the camera has never been the issue for me in a game. I mean, recently of the recent gen consoles,
Not for a while. Yeah, not since the days of the N64, where the camera would always go through walls and where's it going?
I'm Castlevania. Oh, that's terrible.
Speak of Castlevania for N64, Jesus.
That's a rip-off.
Well, they are coming out with a new Castlevania as well, which, who knows what they'll do with that, but...
Are they going to rip off Shadow Colossus again?
It's anyone's guess on how they're going to do it.
Oh, man, when is The Last Guardian supposed to come out? Anybody know?
I have no idea.
No.
Just 5.
The answer is 5.
You guys know what I'm talking about? Did you
know
say Shadow of the Colossus? Didn't you say Shadow of the Colossus also?
Yeah.
Yeah, Shadow of the Colossus is this Ico Shadow of the Colossus, and there's supposed to be a third installment from, I forget the creator's name, called The Last Guardian, but, and from what I last read in a Game Informer article, is he actually quit Team Ico. So I don't know what The Last Guardian's gonna do. It's supposed to come out last year. It's supposed to be done by now.
It'll probably never see the light of day, like so many great games that should be out, but we never will see.
Do you guys remember when StarCraft Ghost was supposed to come out?
StarCraft Ghost. Shenmue 3. Freaking, what else?
We're lucky.
Half-Life 3.
Never.
No.
The thing about Half-Life 3 is every time someone calls Gabe fat, it gets delayed another month, which is why it's taking so long.
Oh my god, Uto's still here.
Of course I'm still here.
I don't hear you.
Quiet, Uto.
Not too talkative tonight.
Please share your voice. I'd love to hear it.
Speaking of Metal Gear, there is Metal Gear Rising coming out.
Rising!
With Rising.
For the Xbox.
Rising. So the 2 million copies with Rising.
Is it Xbox exclusive? I think it's an Xbox exclusive.
No,
it's supposed to.
It's for PlayStation.
It's for the Xbox too. It came out. It wasn't the last E3 they said it was going to come out for the Xbox.
I don't know. Did they? So I'd be kind of surprised if they did.
You could call me a liar, and I'd probably agree with you, but I'm pretty sure.
Well, honestly, it looked like Fruit Ninja when I first saw it, and then Fruit Ninja came out. And then I guess they went back and revamped it, so it wasn't so tedious to cut through everything. Because that's the whole premise behind the game, is that you can cut through everything. There is nothing that cannot be cut.
That sounds kind of fun. I mean, Raiden does cut down a lot of shit in Metal Gear 4.
Well, there you go.
I'm overpowered, Snake.
Because he's got Vamp to take care of. And I swear to God, you killed him in the second game. I swear you killed him. He sunk into like a water, like heavy water or something, where he couldn't come back from, and he should have choked to death.
Should have been dead.
He didn't.
Oh, that's another boss that just that came back through another game. He wouldn't die, and then he decided to come back into fucking Metal Gear 4.
I don't think anybody in Metal Gear ever actually dies except NPCs.
Sounds about right. Well, I guess all we can say is that Microsoft didn't win. But I think Sony beat Nintendo. I've kind of come to terms with that. I've been thinking about for the past few days because I really, really wanted Nintendo to win. But when it comes down to it, the key word is presentation. And Nintendo just did not present themselves as well as they probably could have. But I have all the hopes in the world that the Wii U will live up to an amazing amount of potential that I'm giving it. But Sony really brought some good stuff to the table. I don't know how to feel about that Sony All-Stars Battle Royale game. It's like a knockoff of Smash Brothers.
It was like a combination of like Smash Bros with the level up system endpoints.
Well, it's weird too because like you don't just knock them off the platform. You have to like give them a super powered attack.
Or drain their health. They had a health bar too, didn't they?
I don't think they do.
Yeah,
I think you have to hit them with like a super mega attack to like knock them out of the game. I'm not positive on that though, but I remember hearing like more than one person say how it was weird how you killed people in that game.
It's not here. Oh, there it is.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, so note to self, don't everyone talk at once.
Apparently, it does not like that. Hooray for Friday Night Skype.
How long have we been recording anyway?
I can't tell. I'm not out there.
Like 40 minutes. 40 minutes max. Yeah, you know what? They all lost to me. Everyone lost. There's no Last Guardian. There's no new Dark Souls game.
Well, Ubisoft won for sure. Absolutely, there's like no doubt.
You know, I've never rated E3 as if to who won. I just care about the content. I don't care who wins. I really don't. I just want
I know, but
stuff.
it's just like good sport to say who won. That's all. I don't care who won. Hell, I don't even have a current generation console, but I am interested in it because I want to see what's coming out next year. I want to see if the Wii U is going to be worth buying or not, because I would love to see Nintendo back on top before I die.
How much do you think the Wii U is going to cost?
People are only saying it's only going to be like $300.
Oh, I was going to guess about $400.
No, they're saying like $300, and you can
Nintendo
already.
Has always gone the cheaper route. They've always gone with the cheap. They've always had their prices lower than their competitors. Like that's another like trademark of Nintendo. They've always been, in terms of console games and like pricing, they've always been affordable. You know.
Oh yeah.
They're not a douchey American company like Microsoft.
But Sony is the same way. I mean, the PS3 when it came out was like $400 and $500.
Dude, it was $599.95.
Yeah, it was like $600.
I'm sorry,
I think
$600.
both of them were like $600 when they came
Yeah,
out. So
it was
the Wii
ridiculous.
was half that.
It was literally. I think the Wii was only like $250, right?
Yeah, the Wii's price was $249 something.
It was like compared to that $600 price tag. It was like, oh, I can find that on the couch.
Well, the thing that kind of delayed the PS3 is in costing a small amount was the fact that it had a Blu-ray player in it, which at the time the standalone Blu-ray player was like $800 or $900.
Yeah.
So,
that's literally why my dad bought it. He's like, oh, it's got a Blu-ray player for $200 cheaper. Oh, I'll just get that.
pretty much, yeah.
One way of doing it. I never had a DVD player. I just always used my PS2.
Exactly.
Thank goodness that thing held out as long as it did, because, man, the PS2, geez, like they just don't build them like they used to. I don't know how my PS2 still runs games sometimes. It sounds like it's having a heart attack every time I put a game in there.
Do you have the first one or the Slim?
I had the first one, yeah. I got it like the year it came out, so I think that Christmas I got it. But
I still feel like the PS2 is a very solid console. Like just like the GameCube.
It's the best-selling console of all time. And I mean, it's got some great titles on it, and it was really just an awesome system in general. I mean, Microsoft wasn't really out yet. They came out with the Xbox that same year, and Nintendo had gone the route of the GameCube, which, was a critical failure more or less. But, I mean, it's great.
I Fantasy Star Online.
I love my GameCube. How could you say bad things about it? I mean,
no kidding.
You really called the GameCube a failure? It had Pikmin 2.
Yeah.
I'm saying that from a business financial standpoint, it was a failure. It didn't.
Even if you said it, Johnny, I feel like you're just making your situation worse. You should say something else about the game.
Stop all your head, bro.
Yeah.
It had Phantasy Star Online. That's the only reason I bought it. I still only have like 6, 7 games for the GameCube.
You can only play one at a time anyways.
Why don't we list the amazing games of the GameCube to Johnny? There's Super Mario Sunshine, there's Melee, there's Resident Evil Remake, there's Resident Evil Zero, there's
Super Smash
Twilight Princess for the GameCube.
Melee.
Don't forget about
Wind Waker. Repeat games already.
Soul Calibur 2.
God, I love Soul Calibur 2. I didn't kick anyone's ass. In Soul Calibur 2, on the GameCube, I will fight anyone, anywhere.
Don't challenge him, because if you challenge him, you have to stop LPing.
Challenge
you. Stop LPing.
You gotta stop LPing if I beat you.
And I get your shoes.
Oh, to get my shoes. I love my shoes.
Choose your Link. That's my character. Let's go.
That was my I like Nerdgasm, but I was like, I can play as Link! Yeah!
I did too, dude. That's my favorite character. I pull up the Briar's cane. I call it my pedestrian beating stick. It's awesome.
Well, compared to what the Xbox and the freaking other thing had, the PS2 with Hayashi and Spawn. Spawn was weird. Oh, Spawn there.
I never played the PS2 version.
Spawn was just like, crap, we need an Xbox exclusive.
Call up Todd McFarlane. He'll give us anything.
Somebody looked over at their desk and saw the Spawn action figure. Spawn, there it is!
Spawn, get him! But I gotta say, I really dislike the Soul Calibur series now. I think it's crap now, but it was great in the beginning. The only series I really like still is Street Fighter, as far as fighting games are concerned. Oh, and Smash Brothers I like, of course. But.
Honestly, the only reason I bought Soul Calibur 3 was because I had that cool little war minigame. I never played the combat part. It was just that cool little
war mini. Yeah, I remember playing that. That was all right. I mean, it was something at the very least.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. It was a war minigame.
It was the sole reason I bought Soul Calibur 4 too. I'm like, please bring back that. Oh, it's not in here. What the hell? I don't want to play this anymore.
Well, I remember playing the Soul Calibur 2 at the arcade. And they had, like, in the arcade only, if you played on the actual arcade machine, they used to have, like, warring countries, where there were 4 different countries. And you would pick a country, and then you would choose a country to attack, and you'd go through, like, 10 fights. And based on how many of those fights you won, your country would gain more power, take more land from the other one. And then you'd get, like, some sort of, like, bonus if, like, you were on the team that took over the whole world. And then it just reset itself. But I remember, that was lots of fun. There's like a level-up system to it as well. Man, I used to go there all the time after school and play that.
Soul Calibur 2 almost had the same thing. They did have a level-up system, but it was like based around gold or something, right?
Yeah, no, it was similar. It was similar to what they had in the arcade, but it wasn't the same thing, obviously. Because an arcade game is intended to be played by hundreds of people while you're.
Another great game. Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles was actually a good game.
Yeah.
If you got the Game Boy Advance for it.
Yeah, even though it was a pain in the ass to play with other people, just as a single player game, it was a lot of fun.
I found it fun.
You know what? Awesome game, I will say, for the GameCube? Mario Strikers. I really loved that game. I couldn't believe how much I enjoyed that game. I don't know why, but I didn't think that it would be great as a soccer game, but it worked out awesome. Really good.
Like Mario Mega Man Soccer.
Like in Mega Man Tennis? I mean, Mario Tennis, Mega 64.
Mega
Man Tennis. Mario Tennis. You guys ever play that game?
Oh, yeah, I have that.
Dude, Mario Tennis. Was that for the N64?
That was great.
Yeah.
That was really good.
Yeah.
Mega Man Soccer.
There's also one for the GameCube.
There is? I never played the one. I didn't even know there was one for the GameCube. Fuck, man, I gotta get that. I have to put that in my pocket. That sounds great.
It was also for the Virtual Boy.
Oh, I used to have a Virtual Boy.
Did you really? Wow.
I did.
I've never known anyone that had a Virtual Boy. I remember playing one at a Toys R Us. Like when it came out, there was a display of it, but that's the only time I ever used one.
I constructed like some strap so that you could just lie down on your bed and just have it like resting on your head, and then afterwards you'd have like a ring around your face and just like the worst headaches. Like, why do I own this? And then I couldn't even sell it. I couldn't sell it at a garage sale for $10.
Do you still have it?
No, I threw it away.
Really? I would have gladly given you $10 for it.
Did it like give you?
That's like owning a Power Glove
or what?
Yeah, it is kind of like owning a Power Glove.
Oh, speaking of the Power Glove, do you guys feel that the Power Glove, like technology behind it, is what makes the Wiimote and the Wii sensor bar today?
Technology behind it?
You think that was the first steps in their, like,
It'd be a stepping stone.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying, right, B-Dude?
Yeah.
It's so bad.
It's like the dirt. They moved the dirt around. That's that was the Power Glove, and then they started a foundation.
Well, judging from my experiences of trying to aim at things in GoldenEye for the Wii, yes, it is exactly the same as the Power Glove. Then again, that could have been just me. I don't know.
I never owned the Power Glove, and I actually don't know what the hell it does or why it's so terrible.
Well, okay, imagine a bunch of hype leading up to this amazing product, right? And then you get it. And then it horribly sucks. It doesn't work. You have to find random code to type in, and it's horrible. Few games had any programming for it. It was just the worst thing you've ever seen since your mom made spaghetti, and then...
You should probably stop now.
Yeah. Don't cry in a corner.
No. Keep going. I hate my mom's spaghetti. This is good.
Wait, you found something here.
Oh, the guy's secretly a genius.
Well, it had a terrible sensor system. It had this really bulky-ass sensor system that you had to put up on the left and right side of your TV.
What
there were 3 sensors to it. Yeah. Well, how else does it use to use it? It's not magical, unfortunately.
So it was literally just a glove, like with no buttons?
No, there are buttons on it to put in the codes for the games, so you can play the game with the glove. But, I mean, that's it. And then there are sensors, and then you just try to play a game.
Wait, like you move games
that were
trying was a very good word.
Yeah, games that were made specifically for it work all right, but just about anything else doesn't work. I mean, it will work to an extent, but it's certainly not like viable to actually beat the game with it.
Actually, Angry Video Game Nerd does trying to beat Zelda 2. It's like, I'm going to try with the Power Glove. And he's like, how are you ever supposed to beat this? He's like looking at the camera with the Power Glove on, and he beats the game behind him.
Yeah, trying to get through Shadow Link.
Yeah.
Automatically crouches in the corner and stabs forward and just beats him.
I have a feeling that wasn't real, B-Dude. Just letting you know.
Oh, I'm pretty sure it was real. It was on the internet.
Oh, that's good logic. Okay, I believe you.
I believe everything you say.
He visits the site called Gorgesh. I mean, it must, he must be credible. B-Dude knows everything.
I try.
Just saying.
Just saying.
Just saying. You gotta do what he did though, and be wearing the Power Glove, playing Rad Racer with 3D glasses on. And it's the only way to truly live out the full NES experience right there. Oh god.
Oh, remember how you guys were talking about last week, like the crossplay between the 3DS and like the Wii?
I don't know. I've never played a 3DS before.
Me neither.
Well, I was out. If you remember during this, like the Sony conference, they were talking about how a lot of games are going to be having crossplay now. I can't remember any games specifically, but like they expressed a lot of different things about using the PS Vita for crossplay.
I think you're referring to how the next Smash Brothers game is supposed to be on 3DS and the Wii U?
Yeah, that.
Oh. Yeah, they didn't really talk much about that at E3. I was very surprised.
I know, it sounds like a great topic they should have expressed on it, the fact that Nintendo was going to do the crossplay.
No, they probably don't have everything worked out on it yet. I mean, they're not going to show it if it's not, like, done. Right? Right?
Their big thing was Pikmin 3, though, which... because like a lot of people have been waiting for that for years, but I do feel they should have shown a lot more than they did.
Yeah.
Overall.
Did they make any like Zelda announcements? Donkey Kong?
No. These games just came out. Like, why did people expect to hear like a new Zelda game? Skyward Sword just came out last year. And people were like, oh, I'm down. No new Zelda. Oh.
I want new Zelda. They should put one out every year. I'm just saying.
Well, there's a big crap of people out every year, though.
Yeah, I agree with Johnny there.
So just give them time. You know, they're great because people take time.
What about a Metroid game? We haven't had a Metroid game in a while. The last one was Metroid. Was made by Team Ninja, and I did not hear great things about it.
No, well, more so than that, we need a new Star Fox game more than
we need a good Star Fox game, because the new ones that have been coming out are just complete shit.
Well,
Star Fox Adventures was a good GameCube game, by the way. And Robotech. Oh man, you guys play Robotech?
No, I played Robotech. And seriously, you're trying to justify Star Fox Adventures being a great GameCube game? Like it's
yeah.
No.
It's a good game.
Like
why?
Like, that's not a game that I would sit down and beat.
You basically watch John Tron Star Fox Temperatures and then try to tell me that's a good game.
I'd love to give it more credit than I could. The Star Fox Assault game, that had more fighting to it. But I just want
Star Fox Assault was crap. Star Fox Assault was crap, dude.
Well, I don't even care. I just want something like Star Fox 64 again. That's all I'm asking for.
Can't we all just agree everything sucks?
Everything is terrible. Gosh. No, I'm sure it will get better. Actually, I'm kind of surprised that there was not a new system announced by either Sony or Microsoft, because now Nintendo's going to have a year and a half, 2 years lead on them with their new console. And that's going to give them, as long as they can really put up some really good stuff for it in like the first year, that's going to give them a huge boost. That's going to give them the boost they might need to be back on top. I wouldn't be surprised, but they really got to get their shit together. They've got to start using more third-party developers. They can't keep it all in-house. And if they do that, they might stand a chance.
I was going to say, they're going to have to start going out for more third-party people, but I don't know what they'd really get or what they need more mature games. Not even mature, but just like teen and mature games.
Well, yeah, like I just said, Zombie U. Zombie U was like the first game that Ubisoft showed. And Zombie U.
That's an end game. It was rated M.
It's not like Zombie University. It's Zombie U, meaning for the Wii U. It's only for the Wii U. And it's totally based around that. So I think if they can make that game work, they can capitalize on that, bring out some more other mature games. They announced that they're going to have some old games, like I think Mass Effect 3 and
that's coming down
Batman Arkham Asylum, which are old-ass games. There's no doubt about that. Like, those games are all said and done. But I think that's trying to convey that they're trying to get into more mature territory.
It doesn't make any sense for them to only put Mass Effect 3 on the Wii, because all the Mass Effect games heavily play into
I've
each
brought
other.
this up already. Why have this part when the way the game works is you're supposed to start at part 1 and work your...
It's kind of like a Final Fantasy thing almost. It was always with Nintendo and then moved over to PlayStation, and I don't know. I'm just talking.
To actually enjoy the game, you need to start at the beginning for your
character.
So, I don't know, that's a little, maybe 1 and 2 will be available on the virtual console or something. That'd be my guess. Because
I'm hoping Zombie U turned out to be like Red Steel first came out. Terrible.
Yeah, I was this guy, a Game Freak. We were having a couple of comments back and forth. He just put out a video today about his reactions towards it, and he was mentioning that as well. And you're right. That there's a slim possibility. Well, I'm going to say slim because I think that's going to be great. Based on what they showed, how they're incorporating the Wii U into it with the big-ass controller with the screen on the front, I think that it's going to be a pretty solid game. So, yeah, I know all about Red Steel being a failure, but...
I was one of those idiots that bought that game.
Well, it was worth a shot. I mean, everyone wanted something mature. They had Mad World for the Wii, which was, I don't know, kind of a mixed review type of game. I never played it, but it looked like it was just ultra violent and all black and white. But oh well, when you only got one of them, then you've only got one of them, and you can't go too far with that.
So I've got good news for PS3 lovers. They are adding free games to the PS Plus now. I believe they're going to give out Little Big Planet. It's the only one I can remember at the moment. But they're also going to support a bunch. They're also supporting indie games. There's a game called Journey. That's the same maker as Flower.
Yeah, I played Journey. Journey's a really cool game, actually. It's really really deep, kind of. There's only one button, and there are two buttons in the entire game.
Really deep, kind of.
Really deep, kind of. Really deep for a video game, Not deep super artsy, but it is really artsy as well. And Flower was a really bizarre game.
And if you own a PS3, PS Plus is only $5 a month.
Yeah, I heard it's an amazing deal.
I've never used it. I don't have the income at the most exact moment, but I'm thinking about I'm gonna have to go PS Plus, man. Really abuse it.
See what happens. See what happens. It comes time to buy a system.
I wonder if they're gonna carry on PS Plus and then PlayStation Network and the PS Home onto the next gen PlayStation. I've never used the PS Home, but it's actually it's supposed to be its own community. Where you can go to your friend's PS Home house and watch a movie with them through the PS Network.
Mm-hmm.
Just you can do that on Microsoft on the Xbox with Netflix. You can invite people to watch movies with you.
That's true.
Which is cool.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of the Xbox and web browsing, they're gonna get Internet Explorer 9.
Woo!
Woo!
Which I will use. Download Google Chrome.
First thing I do, immediately turn on my Internet Explorer when I boot up my computer.
Yeah, people still use Internet Explorer.
I did until I discovered Google Chrome.
Yeah, everyone was using Firefox before that anyway. But
yeah, I used Firefox.
It's just funny that was kind of an announcement even. Why? Could have been anything else. You could have said they were, I don't know, bringing back Bad Dudes or something. I don't know. Anything than that.
Bad Dudes 2, even better.
Even better. You go back and be the president. You've been kidnapped by ninjas. Oh, man. Oh, if I ever found that game cheap enough, I would definitely have that in my NES collection. Yeah. So any kind of closing thoughts on E3, video games in the future?
I might actually get myself a Wii U. I'll probably wait a couple of months just to kind of see how it, spans out, but it's a pretty high possibility for me.
Yeah, well, I mean, definitely wait. I might even wait up to a year. Maybe there will be a nice price drop. Oh, that was another thing, too. They didn't price drop the Vita, which was kind of surprising. They didn't do that to try to stay competitive with the 3DS. But, oh well, I guess.
I think they were still $300.
The Vita?
Yeah.
I think it is. I don't know off the top of my head, but I know it's pretty expensive.
I think basically what they were thinking on is they were waiting for the rumors about the DS, about the headaches and the eye strain, and just say, well, here's our alternative. Sure, it's more expensive. But
yeah.
It's not going to fry your brain.
But you can turn off the 3D on the 3DS. I mean, it is an option. You don't have to get brain cancer.
Once you put that, idea in people's heads that that's what it does, you have to say the 3D option. You just have to say the 3DS. Technically, that's a true statement in itself.
I think if they just said PS Vita brain cancer free, I think they'd be a really good, draw to all that instead of, just giving the price drop.
Good advertising slogan right there.
Free of brain cancer. Now in cherry flavor.
Yay! Well, Ubisoft won. I'm just
Nobody won. They all lost. There's no new Dark Souls and no Last Guardian. They lose.
Aren't we the losers then?
Yep.
Haven't we, the consumers, truly lost in all of this?
Ultimate nailed it on the head. We lose. They win.
Nobody wins. Everyone loses. Everyone.
Well, all right. We've dragged this ending out long enough. Everyone, have a good night.
Yep.
Stay safe.
Happy to be on here. Glad to be here.
Thanks for being here, Alpha God. And
feels
everybody
like coast to coast.
I love you.
And we'll see y'all next Friday.
Y'all have a good time. I'll have dinner. Have a dinner, okay?
The doors open this Friday, so come on down to the barbecue. Oh,
y'all come back now. You hear?